Second. Aye.
On August 2021 financial statements, if you notice, the only thing that's changed is a $15 fee. Is that for the credit card reader? So nothing has changed. So we haven't paid anything out or nothing has come in. So the only difference is $15 for a credit card reader. Financials remain the same, basically.
I'll make a motion to approve. Aye.
So last month we talked about some continuing old business with ODC wanting to make some changes to the grant program. Last month that went for its, or last council meeting went for its first reading before council to be approved. And then its second reading is actually tonight where it'll be approved, the changes that they're looking for. So some things that we agreed with them on, doing the business plan, requiring the resume for the 3 years of management experience in lieu of the courses. So if they don't have the management experience, taking the courses, and then some other things that we weren't necessarily on board for, but it looks like they're going to end up going through getting the waivers from all of their contractors before they can be reimbursed, different things like that. So that's going through, and now we'll find out whether or not those are approved. And the ordinance will change tonight. That should be the only update there. Are there any questions? Okay. So really not a lot of new business here. It's much of the same of what we spoke about last month. Halloween / our fall event. We're still going to go forward with that based on the recommendations from this board as well as our play committee. It was decided last month that we think Saturday the 30th will be the best time to go, kind of in the early evening. Doing it over on 4th Street by Noel Heritage Plaza and utilizing the built-in electricity and the built-in stage and the park and all of that to kind of cut down on expenses. Trying to get attractions and games and things like that that don't necessarily require a lot of communal touching and sharing of balls and things like that to cut down on any kind of COVID risk, doing a trunk or treat with the businesses and lining them all up and down 4th Street there, and trying to get the businesses as involved as possible, having a decoration contest between the businesses to see who can do the best decoration to their trunk, and having the public vote on that. So just doing kind of small things that'll still bring people downtown, reflect the spirit of the holiday, let children get their free candy, all that kind of stuff, while still being as kind of socially conscious as we can be. Moving on to our winter events. Once again, not a lot of developments. These are all the same dates that we gave y'all last time. The Parade of Lights will be the first Saturday with the Winterfest market before and after to try to entice people downtown earlier and keep them after the parade. So it's not just as soon as the parade rolls through, people are, mass exodus, try to capitalize on that crowd and that audience for a little bit while longer if we can. The Teddy Bear Tea would be the 18th, which is 2 Saturdays after the Parade of Lights. And on that day, it would be following a similar model. After the tea lets out, there would be another Winterfest market type thing. So everyone who came to the Teddy Bear Tea would be able to do that, and other people who didn't come to the tea would still have a holiday activity to do right before the holiday after the kids let out, but before they may go on vacation or do anything like that. And then obviously the same plan for New Year's Eve, doing a comedian with dinner, DJ, midnight countdown, complimentary champagne toast. Same kind of formula that worked really well for us in 2019, just doing it again this year. We don't have anyone booked yet. My agent is sending over some people that are willing to travel, but he's having some problems with a lot of the comedians aren't necessarily really excited about traveling, booking that far out, not knowing how things are going to look. They don't want a last minute cancellation on a holiday, that kind of thing. So.
And we've worked everything out with the Marriott on the teddy bear and New Year's Eve.
I still have to have a meeting with Patrick or Pat over at the Marriott. So once I get a time with him, we're going to sit down and get everything hashed out and straightened out.
And the Marriott's not doing a New Year's Eve party or anything.
No, they said that it would be better for them, ideally, to be able to support hours and, not necessarily put as much strain on their staff trying to, run our event and then also do their own and split their people in two places and things like that. You're welcome. And then finally, under the event update, we had a future outside and partner event coming up on October 2nd, the Rocktoberfest. The West Texas Radio Group has decided to cancel that. They just don't think that they're going to get the return on their investment. And, as a private business, obviously they do want to do things for the community and they want to add to our community, but they're also a business at the end of the day and they need to make sure that they're making the best decisions for them financially and also, socially minded. So for a bunch of reasons, they decided that they were going to postpone that, and instead they're going to do May 14th, do another Tacos and Tequila-esque event. Are there any questions about events in general? Okay. Mm-hmm. Sure, so we have a few updates. Once again, Ambler Law, they completed their project before the 1-year date, but they are still compiling their documents for reimbursement. There currently isn't a time frame for them to do so, although after this amount of time, our legal department is looking into putting something like that into the contract to require people to submit for reimbursement within 90 days or 120 days, something like that, so it just doesn't linger. Petty Cardio of West Texas, they're under construction, everything has been approved. Icon Tavern, everything has been approved, and they're getting under construction here shortly. The house should be opening any day now. I think that they're just waiting on their certificate of occupancy, is what really? That's what I was told.
They don't even have walls tiled at the inside as of 2 days ago.
Really? Okay. I was told otherwise. It's an upscale.
It's going to be a bar. They also own the Mexican seafood place across the street.
Also no Wednesday, yeah. It's the same owners. It's like an upscale lounge, is what they're going for. Yeah, full liquor, yeah. And then La Katrina, she is under construction. There is a small issue with her contract. There's a clause in there about property insurance, and technically she doesn't need insurance because they do own the land outright, so that's going to have to go before ODC to see whether or not that contract can be amended, or whether she's going to be forced to buy insurance. But otherwise, she's under construction, and as soon as that is sorted out, and the work gets done, she's going to be opening immediately. This is kind of holding up her opening. She wanted to have a grand opening by the end of this month, but that obviously won't happen if we need to go to ODC in October.
What is luck?
It's a luxury upscale Western boutique. No, it's actually on 2nd Street, West 2nd Street, 301 West 2nd. It's part of the old UPNS complex. Mm-hmm. That's a pediatric cardiologist office. They bought the Nurses Unlimited building over on Lee, Lincoln or Lee, one of those two streets. And the top floor is going to be their main offices. They're moving their main offices from Midland to Odessa, and then the bottom portion is going to have retail space. Last I heard, there's going to put like a daycare in the bottom, maybe some other things, and some other smaller spaces for lease. Lee and 5th.